marketing scam. But it does bring me back to the one meeting I had with Trump during Trump 1, when he invited me into the Oval Office, and I was trying to steer the subject matter to things we might actually agree on. And first I brought up infrastructure, because it was infrastructure week every week without infrastructure. And his first comment was, yeah, you Democrats really like your infrastructure, which was kind of odd considering he was the infrastructure president. But then I brought up prescription drugs because he had expressed interest in working with Elijah Cummings on bringing down the cost of drugs. And I said, we should work on that. We should work together on that. And he says, I like Elijah Cummings. He has a lot of nice things to say about me. And I remember thinking to myself, I know Elijah very well. I have never heard him say anything nice about you. But we went through those 4 years really without his making any serious efforts. So I think this is a kind of a marketing idea designed to give the impression he's trying to bring the cost of at least one thing down.
Yeah, it's all a show. You know that.
I do know that. But I'm just wondering but why doesn't it work? It's amazing the way we have these elections, and it seems like when I look before the election, boy, the ammunition that the Democrats have to fire is just, God, they're just loaded. And then it doesn't work. Why doesn't this message land?
It landed in November of this last year in the special elections. We were disciplined. We focused on...
A little late.
Well, yes. I mean, it was, it certainly wasn't 2024 when it would have mattered big time. But in every election since his election, Democrats have really crushed it. And I think, Bill, you're right. It is probably 90% voting against Trump and 10% voting for Democrats. But the fact that we have been united on a message that centers around people's everyday cost of living, their inability to afford medication and groceries and everything else, that is a big enough umbrella for a very diverse Democratic Party to stick together behind. And so far, it's been very successful. And I think if we continue between now and this November with a laser-like focus on trying to improve the quality of people's lives and helping them, make sure the economy works for them, then we can have a resounding November. If we get
Are you going to? They're going to